Okay, what do you think the best invention is?
I read somewhere or somebody mentioned that the best invention we have is, was it Neil deGrasse Tyson? No, drainage, water systems, and for waste disposal.
Okay, what about like the huge fucking landfills that like some cities have?
Oh yeah, that is not proper waste disposal.
We should just be throwing it into space?
Apropos slingshot and going to space, there's this company that's doing that wants to send rockets into space using rotational forces, where they rotate the thing super fast, centripetal forces, and then it lets go and then shoots the rocket straight up.
Really?
It's a cool concept because there's no fuel needed for the rocket itself in the beginning just to get through the atmosphere. It's just launched through the atmosphere.
That's quite interesting. No, but it's not sewage. It's not waste disposal. I don't think it's waste disposal. No. The wheel, I think, is a good contender.
The wheel, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the when you picture, I'm gonna invent something. The first thing, at least that comes to my head, is something with wheels for some reason. Because it's such a universal thing that made life so much easier, and we take it for granted.
Oh, pulleys. The system of pulleys, being able to lift heavy weights. It's helping us in construction now. We can build bigger buildings. We don't have to push it up.
But is it the best invention? Even a wheel doesn't seem right.
Or is it an invention or a discovery? Because you discovered the physics with the wheel, but is it an invention as in you...
Yeah, okay, let's take invention, something that someone created. That, like, it can be traced to someone, maybe?
Because then we have to, like, define invention and discovery. Discovery would be discovering penicillin. That's a discovery. You didn't invent penicillin, you've discovered it. That's a big one, too.
But it's a discovery, yeah. I mean, an invention would be what? A phone? Someone had to invent to come up with that.
Would the internet then be a discovery or an invention?
I think it's an invention.
Yeah, it would be more of an invention. You didn't discover, like... Okay, yeah, no, the internet didn't exist until we created it. But you did discover a way of communications from around the world in a global way, I guess.
No, but I think that's more of an invention. Because it's not something that's natural.
Then you're right, yeah. We've created the... Well, no, radio then is actually a discovery because radio exists everywhere.
It's a discovery, yeah.
We discovered how to control the radio waves.
I think the signal and the waves and how they are, it's a discovery. But the objects we created that use radio would be the invention. I think, but it's very similar to electricity then.
Yeah, then be the same with electricity. Electricity exists.
Like nuclear power as well.
Oh yeah, that's harnessing. We invented the way to harness.
So maybe it's like a subcategory of an invention, but not really an invention?
Well, one would be science, the other one's applied science. Applied science is mainly the inventions. It's the engineering behind it, and the other one is the science of it. You have the science. Electricity exists all around us. You got static, different ways of electricity. Yeah. It's there. Lightning, well, it's also in a way friction.
Okay, now we categorized a bit what an invention is.
We could also just Google it and see what Google tells us.
But we're ignorant. We must remain ignorant.
The sharing of information is a great one.
But I think that's more like natural human behavior.
Yeah, it's natural. Yeah, it's natural human behavior. We communicate. The internet is also another thing it's very good for, the research of information. Anything you want to find out now, we can just search for it.
But it's so difficult to find accurate shit.
Or I don't know, Wikipedia is a good one. But it's also, Wikipedia is actually pretty good compared to what they say in school where, you can't trust Wikipedia. Yeah, you can't really trust it. But they citate the links to the sources. There's the citation part. You can go after that and then research there. Or compare. Wikipedia is a great tool to build your own research upon.
I never understood why people say you shouldn't use Wikipedia as a source. Because there is a lot of very useful stuff, especially scientific shit.
You can also, at least we've got dates and other things that we can research on other sources.
Oh, historical, yeah, I see. For history, I see. They're very biased sometimes.
But no, absolutely. For scientific things, like with mathematics and stuff and physics, then it's pretty accurate.
For music as well.
Oh, music as well.
Music theory on Wikipedia, the pages, they're very nice. They're very complete.
It's also a science. It's an interesting science. Well, also the other ones are kind of, in a way, a beauty in it. Look at architecture and or engineering of buildings. it is also an art and a science in the same time. In a way, you can say that with science and stuff. It is a bit of an art. But then again, anything can be defined as art by the beholder's eye or whatever. Whatever you see, you can call it art. That's the thing's very abstract.
Okay, there's a thing in Brazil that they get beer glasses, like the chalices. And on the beach, they put sand. They fill it with sand of different colors. And they just paint it on the side of the wall, just filling the glass with layers of sand.
You mean like a toothpick by mixing the layers to make a drawing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so
cool.
So they make like full-on landscapes on the glass.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they make it in front of you.
Yeah?
Like you just ask what you want and they just make it in front of you.
What's it called?
I have no idea. I don't remember now.
But like the precision those guys have, it's impressive.
Have you seen some of the statues and marbling they've done where they add like a veil or something on the person, but they make it look see-through? Somehow they managed to make the thing covering the person be see-through.
No.
Like this.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it looks transparent. It's impressive with some of the statues. Just by doing the chiseling to make something look transparent. But that's, takes proper skill and stuff.
Didn't Michelangelo do a lot of this on his sculptures? I mean, he did muscles quite realistic.
I don't know if the veils...
Especially because at that time you didn't have the internet, you couldn't just take a picture of someone, like base yourself off that. I mean, you could have a model. But like, he did it on one block of marble. If he makes one mistake, the thing is ruined.
Yeah, you can't just erase a mistake like that and put a piece on again.
So how many blocks of marble do you think he used?
I imagine you're almost done, and then during some of the chipping, you just hit the toe off or some shit. You're like, fuck! When the foot comes off, and you're okay, all right. I guess he's got only one foot in this.
Best invention.
Yes.
We got completely sidetracked. Maybe sanitation instead of waste disposal. Are they the same? They could be the same.
I'm wondering because waste disposal would be then just sanitation. Yeah, there we go. Sanitation in general. Waste disposal will be under that for toilets, sinks, flowing water.
Yeah, something with water makes sense. Religion.
Elaborate.
It's not science, it's not a discovery, at least not as far as we know. Plus, there's so many different options and people are so creative and we have no idea what's out there. So even if there is religion, I highly doubt it's any of these. So they're all making shit up.
What if religion is just a purely human thing? Because we just have a sense to have that. What if we've seen alien species or other species become more sentient, they don't have religion because it's just no logic for... What if it's a human thing?
I think it's something that individualism gives to humanity. That we're always striving for something more.
We don't have crows believe in the big crow that exists in the sky. The dolphins believe in the true dolphin that...
The Aztecs and the Mayans, that they actually lived by the sun and the moon. I think that fits a bit more scientific because it does make a bit of sense that you're gonna use something you can't explain. And they actually discovered a lot, especially with astronomy and astrology.
Yeah. But it wasn't in the name of science, it was in the name of religion. It wasn't, but they were using science. It was the science of the time. Mental states also explain a religion that you're possessed, while in reality you're having some mental breakdown or something.
Yeah, but for them it was the same thing.
For I love the depiction and everything it's based on. That's based on the time. So if the time was different, it would be differently. It would look different. Interpretation.
Because the odds are we're making shit up. There's no man sitting on a cloud judging everyone and watching me jerk off.
Motherfucker.
I don't think that's the thing. I really don't see that being a thing. Religion is a good one.
But then was it though? Because it did hold back science a lot also, religion.
Yeah.
I mean, the church killing people off for thinking differently at the time. it was witchcraft or not witchcraft or blasphemy.
Yeah. But it's something that's lasting now 2,000 years. The Jews are 6,000 years old. 6,000 years old!
Let's try to search Hinduism dates of origin immediately. Hinduism dating app. 2,300 before Christ.
That's still a lot. It's 4,000 years old. Islamism is what, 1,300?
When did Islam start? 610. The year 610. Buddhism.
That's not that old.
400 BCE.
Yeah, that is quite old.
Not as much as Hinduism,
Yeah.
but still quite old. When is Christianity? Oh well. It's obviously 2000, right? What other religions? There is.
I mean, we kind of covered the big ones.
Okay, search what's the oldest religion?
Was it one that's still practiced, or not practiced anymore?
Still practiced.
Still practiced. I believe it's Hinduism.
No, the Judaism is older. But 6,000 years ago they were doing this. Was agriculture even a thing back then?
10,000 years ago. So yeah, so then we had already agriculture. Farming too.
Okay, so mathematics was around 3,000 years before Christ.
Well, you would need units of measurement
Yeah.
just to build.
And then 1,800 before Christ, fractions were first studied by the Egyptians.
Wait, fractions came in.
Fractions came 1,200 years after counting.
Well, they did fractions naturally there with halves, and then this would be a quarter. No, wait. Wait, wouldn't it just be measuring like in terms of weight with the scale? No, with the scale you would need fractions.
1,200 years, so you guys could like break something in half?
Wait, but then what mathematics was in the beginning?
Units of measurement. Okay. The Indus Valley may have been the major innovator on this, as the first measurement devices, rulers, protractors, weighing scales were invented in Lothal, in Gujarat, India. So they had scales. So they kinda knew about fractions? Maybe naturally, like, they would just like draw half of something.
Maybe but then, how did fractions?
1,200 years in Egypt.
Then Egypt would be written down, recorded, and probably there wasn't actually, it was just, based on the feeling of then you in the middle, and you put two things there would balance out.
Writing. 3,300. That's a good one.
It is a good one. It's a very good one, yes.
It's a way of communication.
And recording.
Yeah, that's a strong contender.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, keeping data, or archiving and recording stuff.
Public sewage and sanitation systems. It was in India, 2,600 before Christ.
Yet they're lacking behind in the world now, with their head starts.
Yeah, so far, writing seems like the best option.
Agreed, because not much would be possible without writing. How would sharing information and remembering information look? Yeah.
Okay, alcohol fermentation. 7,000 before Christ. I vote for booze. I vote for booze as the best invention. It has lasted 9,000 years.
Fermenting grain already from that time.
Yeah, I think writing wins the best, but alcohol wins the best invention. Especially because it's older.
It's very old.
By like 3,500 years. We learned how to make booze before writing.
I would say no, because speech, or just the ability to talk.
But is that an invention? Because it's so